When sometimes people are having trouble moving towards their goals, one of the questions I ask is, what are your weekday habits versus your weekend habits? I think most people, once they start get going, their weekday habits are pretty set because there is some level of schedule, some level of habit, some level of I guess normalcy. It's pretty consistent usually during the week, and that tends to reflect in exercise and nutrition and sleep and all those things. Where sort of people come off of the plan is on the weekends. There might be like a total 180. It might be like you're totally on it for the week and then totally off it on the weekend. And I think maybe that's sometimes where the 80-20 statement, the 80-20 principle, it might fall short because, of course, like you should live your life, you should enjoy yourself, and weekends are great. But it shouldn't be a 180 from the rest of the week, and it shouldn't be like 5 days on, 2 days off, 5 days on, 2 days off. That because sometimes the stuff that you do on the weekend habits might have the strength to outweigh your weekday habits. Most likely by the end of the year, that probably isn't the case, right? If you just start to look at the math, after 2 it's 10 days. After 3 weeks, it's 15, 20, compared to 6, 8, 10 days, right? So it starts to get a large amount of days that you're on it compared to off it. So in the long term, it's not a problem, but really in the short term, and when most people are probably most sensitive to giving up, most sensitive to looking at the results and saying, forget it, I'm not worth it, I think that the weekend habits are really what starts to break people. So that being said, your weekend habits, as best as you can, where possible, try to get to a regular sleep routine. Try to keep at least some of the hours the same. I would get some sort of activity if you can for your weekend habits. It might not be the exact same intensity and duration and all that stuff from the weekdays, but something, even if it's like involving your family, let's go for a walk, let's go skating, let's go bike riding, let's go mountain climbing, whatever, right? Do something that's active. Try to keep up some of those habits. And of course, live your life with nutrition. Maybe you're having a special social meal or something. Like, go ahead, have it. But it shouldn't be the whole day. It shouldn't be from the morning you wake up. It's you're having the cake for the night before, and then lunchtime you're having, whatever. Go to the gas station, have yourself a mocha latte, ice cream sandwich, coffee, and then something for dinner, and then dessert, and come home and you're having a nightcap. Like, it does add up, and none of that on its own is an issue, but when it's in contrast to something else, like maybe if you're super strict during the week and then not strict on the weekend, it might be something that throws you off, because maybe that throws off your Sunday, maybe that throws off your Monday, and you're really not getting that steam again next week until Wednesday or something, right? So nothing wrong with living the 80-20. I encourage the 80-20. The only sort of asterisk to all this is that if your weekend habits and your weekday habits are 180 to each other, they're opposite to each other, then that might be something that needs to get adjusted to help you move towards your goal. Now, if you're moving in a fast enough fashion, in general sense, maybe not in your personal validation, but if it's moving in the right direction, maybe it's not so much of an issue. But maybe if you're not, I guess, content with the way it's moving, usually it's the weekend habits that need to be adjusted instead of the weekday habits.